Is it too late to invest in Myrtle Beach? Are property values now too high to make it a good investment? We're going to discuss this today. What's happening, guys? It's Jeremy Blanton with RE/MAX Southern Shores, and today I want to take some time to discuss investing in Myrtle Beach. And we're going to break this down into three categories. We're going to talk about investing in short-term rental properties, investing in long-term rental properties, and then thirdly, we're going to talk about investing in your primary residence. So let's get going. The first property that I want to talk about is investing in those short-term investment properties. I talk to people on a regular basis right now, especially with the stock market going as crazy and as volatile as it has been lately. People are realizing real estate's a good thing to invest in. So I've had a lot of conversations the last few weeks with people who are wanting to buy a property here. One of the first questions that I ask them is, do you want a short-term rental property or a long-term rental property? And when I start to discuss things with people who are looking solely at the numbers, is that the short-term rental properties are probably not the best opportunity to get your money tied up and have something that's going to have a great return. Well, why is that? Let's break it down like this. Let's discuss that we're looking to buy a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo that has short-term rental income of $30,000 a year. Now, you may look at that and say, $30,000 a year rental on a $300,000 property. This is great. Let's go. I want 3 of them, Jeremy. But here's the reality. The first thing that we need to look at is, what is the property management fee? So you have that property at $30,000, but you're looking at a 40 to 50% rental management fee that they're going to take of your income. So right away, you're taking that income from $30,000 down to basically about $15,000 to $18,000. So that's really the numbers we have to work with. The second thing that we have to look at is, what are your monthly HOA fees? Well, because this property is down on the beach, you have real high property insurance. So what does that do? It takes your HOA fee through the roof. So you're looking at, for just easy numbers, we'll say $1,000 a month HOA fee on that property. So 12 months of that, that's another $12,000 out the door. So what does that leave us with? It leaves us with about $3,000 to $5,000 to play with to pay our mortgage and our taxes on that property. Is that going to cover everything and make that property positive cash flow? Definitely not. But unfortunately, that's the only way you can buy a good investment property here if you're planning to come and use it. Now, if you're not going to use it, hey, not a big deal. There's so many other options, and we're going to discuss investing in those long-term properties here in just a minute. So now let's discuss the long-term rental properties and investing in those. Here's a couple things that I want to kind of share as main highlights. First, your rental income. It's going to stay steady throughout the year. So if that property is a 12-month lease at $2,000, you know each month of the year you're getting the same check. Versus when you're doing the short-term rentals, you're going to see it fluctuate throughout the year. January, February on that short term, you might see a check for $50 to $100. But in June, July, August, you're going to get this high amount, which is great if you're good at budgeting. But when are the low months of the year when you're going to need to bring money out of pocket? Oh, there happen to also be during the holidays when you have, things like Thanksgiving and Christmas and all those additional expenses. So it makes it more difficult to cover those properties during those times versus when you put somebody long-term in a home, a 12-month lease, that's going to be the same amount each and every day. The second thing that I want to discuss is, when you're looking at those long-term rental properties, is the management fees are going to be much, much less. As I mentioned, on the short term, you're looking 35 to 50%. If you're lucky, you might be able to do something on like Vacasa or Airbnb for 20 to 25, but still you're going to be much higher than on long-term rentals. Long-term rentals, you're looking around 12% right now. And if you have multiple properties with that rental management company, that fee is going to go down to 10 or maybe even as low as 8% for all your properties. So what does that mean? If I have a $2,000 check, I'm going to get $2,000 minus 12% each and every month on it. Now you might be saying, well, Jeremy, is there as much a demand for long-term rentals in Myrtle Beach as there is for the short term? I don't hear many people saying I want to move to Myrtle Beach and rent. We hear people saying all the time that we want to go on vacation there. So that's got to be the better market, right? Well, I recently had on Risa, our rental manager at Stay and Play Myrtle Beach, and actually here's a link if you want to check out that live video we did. But what she shared with me is that there is an extremely high demand right now for rental properties, 12-month leases here in the Myrtle Beach area. There are so many people who are moving to Myrtle Beach that do not have the ability to buy right now. Maybe they're getting a job transfer and they have bad credit. They can't go get a loan for a new home. Or maybe they're starting a new job when they get here. If you don't have job security and moving with a job remotely, you're going to have to rebuild all that stuff before you can get that loan. Or maybe they're not sure yet where they want to be, so they want a place to rent for 12 months to figure out what section of the beach works best for them. So there is definitely a very high demand for people who want to move to our area to live in these homes basically for 12 months to maybe 2 years or 3 years, and you can get people all the time to fill in those needs. The other thing that I should mention is this. When you're doing short-term rentals, you're putting in all the expenses on your plate. That means you're responsible for the utilities, the electric, the water, the sewer, the cable, all that stuff. When you put a tenant in your property, they are responsible for those fees. As a long-term landlord, you're responsible to pay your mortgage, your HOA fees, and your taxes and your insurance. They have to have their own renter's insurance policy, but that's it. You don't have to worry about any of the utilities. That's on the tenant in the property. So you're saving yourself right there another couple $100 each and every month as well. Another big thing that I want to share is when somebody's living in the house for 12 months, they take ownership in it. They treat it as their own property and usually take better care than somebody who's on vacation for a week, walking in the door with their luggage, banging into the walls, just dropping it wherever. Someone who's living there knows they're going to have quarterly inspections done and they need to make sure that everything looks right. They're going to treat it as their own home usually and take pretty decent care of it. So overall, the wear and tear on the house is going to be much less. And the last thing that I want to share is that homes that are in that long-term rental market, they seem to be increasing at a faster rate these days than properties on the short-term rental market. I don't know exactly the reason why. The only thing that I can think of is because not only does it appeal to people looking for that long-term investment, but it also appeals to people looking to buy that investment in their primary residence. So you have a larger market of people looking for it. So these are just some of the reasons why you might want to consider, instead of doing that short-term rental, look at doing the long-term investment. It might be better in the long run. I had a property once where I could do either short-term rentals, long-term rentals, or I could use it myself. Well, I already owned a home, so I didn't need to use it for myself. So I strictly looked at the numbers. And when I ran the short-term numbers versus the long-term numbers, the long-term rental numbers came out way far ahead of the short-term. I want to say it was about $3,500 to $4,500 more a year on a one-bedroom unit. So think that through before you go and make that investment in that short-term. If you're not going to use it, that's a great way to build up your portfolio using long-term investments. And the final type of investing that I wanted to talk about is investing in your primary residence here in Myrtle Beach. You may not be ready to make the move here right now, and it's okay, but you might want to consider buying that property now. Why? Values have continued to go up each and every month. I believe last year that the number for the year was right around 16% for the entire United States of property values. Here in Myrtle Beach, it was much higher. So you might want to consider buying that home like one of my clients recently did. He's not planning to move here for 2 to 3 years, but he bought it. He put a 12-month lease in the property at $3,500 a month on a $600,000 home. He's excited because he got his home secured now in the 600s, where in 3 to 4 years, that home might be $1 million. And he's got somebody in there taking care of the rent each and every month, paying down his mortgage each and every month and building up his equity. You know, I recently bought myself my own house. It's been 3 years almost to the date. My wife and I, we were stuck renting for about a 10-year period of time due to the collapse of the economy back in 2007 and 8. And during that time, I calculated out that I had spent right around $160,000 on rent. And at the end of the day, what did I have to show? Not really much. I had a roof over my house and a place to lay my head down that was dry and warm, but we didn't have any wealth shown from it. Instead, we bought our home now in January of 2019. In basically 3 years of owning our home, we've been able to build up equity to about $135,000 to $140,000. So basically, in almost the same time that I spent renting of 10 years and getting $160,000, I was able to do that same thing over in basically 3 years' time. So maybe you should consider investing now in Myrtle Beach for your primary home. There's great market out there for rentals, people looking all the time, and you can get the home now at today's prices and today's interest rates and save a ton of money in the long run. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video about investing in Myrtle Beach. If you have questions, shoot me an email. My email's down below. I'm here to answer any of your questions. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, get that bell on, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.